Hey guys, what is happening? We are getting set up on Periscope right now, so I'm putting up that bad boy. Alrighty, let's go, everybody. It is 9 o'clock on Monday right now, 11:25, and we're gonna talk some damn Islanders hockey. Am I right? We are right. So we're gonna get this to start off. We got a bunch of things lined up for you guys today. I'm gonna first and foremost, as I'm an Islanders fan, go into Islanders play as of this last week, and I'm going to go into what I feel like we can do this week, including tonight. We have a 10 p.m. game versus the Anaheim Ducks at 10 o'clock here in Eastern Standard Time, and Western Standard Time, obviously, it is at 7 o'clock. But here we get screwed and have to stay up till 1 a.m. But before we get to anything, it's back, baby. We got the Snapple Facty of the day for you guys. Oh, okay. There's a species of jellyfish that is immortal. We need to harness their DNA and become immortal. I'm kidding. Alrighty. So, going into this past week, there's a lot of things Islanders want to talk about. But first, before I forget about anything, I want to say tonight, we have a special guest coming on halfway through the show. Jordan Addy, he's an avid, you guys have probably seen him on my Twitter if you have not. Jordan Addy will be coming on the show. He's an amazing Leafs fan. He's himself, and he's going to be talking about the Babcock situation and everything that has gone on with that. And then we're going to go and mosey on over into the Bortuzzo situation because, we have a lot of words on that. And I figured it'd be more fun to talk about with a fellow fan. So we're going to be going into those at the half-hour mark. I'm going to start with, of course, Islanders hockey, because I feel like there's a lot to talk about with this past week, how we've been playing, things we could brush up on. Absolutely. So, going into everything of this past week, so the Islanders used to have a formula, and the formula was we would start strong and weak. And for some damn reason, that formula has flip-flopped. We've been starting out horrible. Like, the first period, I don't know what the hell happens. The first 10 minutes is, like, praying to God that we just don't get 4 goals scored against us. And, like, freaking out. And then, I can't even speak right now. And then when we start steadily going to the game, the second period, it's like, okay, I'm starting to see some hockey from the Islanders. And then going into the third period is when we finally wake up and we're playing Islanders hockey. So it's been a very weird turn of events for the Islanders because usually it's the other way around, where we have a strong first, we come out strong, we get the goals, we get in the zone, we get what we want to get done, and then usually it slowly regresses to where in the third period we're playing a defensive game and trying as hard as we can not to give up our lead. Well, as of late, it's been the other way around, and we've been just horrible in the first, where I'm praying to God we just don't get obliterated. Second period, I'm like, it was a fair fight. And then third period, I'm like, this is Islanders hockey. Where has this been the entire game? So, it's giving me heart palpitations watching this team as of late. But I really can't complain. Because we're on a 17-game point streak, damn it. Franchise record breaking. Brock freaking Nelson on his 500th career game. 500th career game. Scores a goal and then scores the OT winner. Like, that's insanity. We need more Pulak shots to the head of Nelson, apparently, because he woke up. Brocktober is in November, baby. That's exactly what Barry Trotz said today. Brocktober is in November. It is carried over, and we couldn't be more happy. Can we talk about also Beauvillier being on fire lately? He's finally found how to not hit the post and actually get pucks into the net. Obviously, last game he did not score a goal, and I feel like though most of the team did not step up last game, we will get into San Jose soon enough. But first, let's go over basically what has happened this past week. My prediction was right. 2 out of 3. We got 2 out of 3 this last week, but not in the way I thought. I thought we were going to lose one to the Penguins and win the rest. But what happens is we beat the Penguins both times and lost to the San Jose Sharks. But 2 out of 3, kind of like I said, but the point streak continues. That is the most important part to me. Absolutely. I want this point streak to continue. I want to beat the Blackhawks record. I want to make NHL history, damn it. Knock on wood. Okay. So, in these last 2 Penguins games, it's been exactly as I've said. The first period has been atrocious. I'm going to lay it out there. The first periods for the Islanders this past week have been atrocious. I don't know what has been happening. If we are just, kind of getting cocky, overestimating ourselves when we come onto that ice, if we're just not prepared enough mentally. I don't know why that's happening. Teams are coming out for blood against us, and we're not prepared for it. The first periods have been giving me heart attacks, and the other team has usually scored first because we're not mentally prepared on that ice. But it's weird because as soon as the other team scores, the Islanders, wake up. I don't know how to explain it better than that. The Islanders, for some reason, go, oh, shit, we got to get in this game. And they score, right back. How many seconds was it when San Jose scored that we got it, right back? It was, 10 seconds? It was insanely fast. I don't know how they do it, but it's good to see because at least the Islanders know when we're down, we get in that situation, we got to respond, we got to be fast, and we got to get on it. We need to, and that happened the second Penguins game. Penguins score first, we get it back. Next period, Penguins score first, we get it back. But at least in the third period, like I said, we're doing better. We got the goal. I mean, Penguins got it back at the end there. Pretty, I want to be honest with you guys. I want to be straight up. I thought that third goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins Thursday night was goalie interference. I didn't see any offsides. I don't know why they were even looking for that. To me, it looked like goalie interference. I just thought, Grice was a little bit interfered with, a little pushed into it. Maybe it was just my look at it. I feel like if it could have been taken aback for anything, it would have been goalie interference. But obviously, it wasn't seen to be enough for it to be called goalie interference. But I don't know. The chicken parm thing was hilarious. I'm like, there's a lot of other Italian food on the island that is absolutely fantastic, and y'all are picking chicken parm. They weren't interviewed together. This wasn't set up. They were all just chicken parm all the way. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, does anyone like anything besides chicken parm? But that was really funny. I really enjoyed that little segment they did. That was really, really funny. But this last game I want to really go into, since it's the freshest in my mind, I stayed up to watch the San Jose game. I can now see why San Jose is the most penalized team in the NHL. I mean, it was just obvious calls of tripping, of interference. It was so obvious. I guess if they gotta do it, they gotta do it right, I guess you could say. But obvious calls. But going into that game, we had to step up. We had to step up and put goals in the net. Simple as that. The fact that we had 6 power plays. Guys, count it. 6 power plays. We had 6 power plays and did not capitalize on one of them. That is 12 minutes on 5-on-4 hockey, and we didn't capitalize on one of them. That's not good. That's not good. And I hope, but here's the thing about that. I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned about it. Why? Because it's not Scott Gomez in that, going for it right now. It's not. Thank God. What's really important is that we have people in there who know what they're doing, and I know Barry Trotz had to have addressed it. He's got to address those power play units. because that was non-acceptable. And I found this funny because the 3 worst players of last night to me were Bailey. Someone told me today, one of my people in my college, when it was Invisibailey. Like, Bailey, I don't hate Bailey. Guys, don't misinterpret me. I don't hate Bailey. Please. He's just, for me, he's so inconsistent. It hurts. He can be on freaking fire. And, like, it's like, oh, hail the elite winger. And then it's like how he was versus San Jose, where I was just like, what are you doing? Like, flubbing the puck, giving it up left and right, not being able to skate. I didn't know what was with Bailey last night. I don't know. The jet lag get him? I don't know. But he was really not playing well last night. He's just, I don't hate him. It's just inconsistency. Next, so it was Bailey, Anders Lee. I feel like he could have stepped up more. He had 2 great chances on net. There's not much more you can ask for. He did shoot, but we need that finisher. We need that someone to finish. And you look to your first line. You look to Lee, and you really wanted to see it. And then third person was Eberle. I'm gonna give it to Eberle. He's been back for 2-3 games. He's been back for 2-3 games. Eberle hasn't been here much long. He's just coming off coming off the injury. He's just getting back into the lineup. So I'm not gonna give him too much crap because he's just coming back. But yeah, Eberle did not look good. I didn't even know he was on the ice at times. Okay, that made me laugh on Periscope. Someone said Eberle's gonna be traded, and I just, oh my god, that's funny as hell. Thanks. But Ludwig wants me to talk Otto Koivula. He made one play the other night versus San Jose where I was like, that was really good, and I think he's stepping up in confidence. Absolutely, he made a great play the other night. Drive up to the forwards, a great pass. Even Michael Dal-Cole had a great game versus San Jose. I think that's showing something, because Michael Dal-Cole has been inconsistent. He's not been really, on the puck, really playing his game. When Otto Koivula and Michael Dal-Cole, to me, played better than Lee, Bailey, and Eberle, that's a problem. That's a problem. That your bottom 6 usually should not be better than your top line. It's not. It seemed like a really big problem to me that we had these players who can do so much and they looked lost. The ice there in San Jose, not to I don't want to shit on San Jose, but what was with the ice? It looked absolutely horrible. They were flopping left and right. Even the own Sharks players were flopping. How many times I saw Erik Karlsson or Brent Burns doing a 360 because they just slipped on the ice. It was really bad. I don't know. It was not looking good. But yeah, I was not happy with the Islanders' performance versus San Jose. I was really surprised we kept the point streak alive that night. The third period, looked a lot better, and we just had so many opportunities that we didn't capitalize on. If we had capitalized on one opportunity, it would have been a win. But again, I can't complain. We have 32 out of 34 points. How do you complain about that? 32 out of 34 freaking points. We have the best record in the NHL right now, I think. Obviously we have less games played, but I think we have the best record. We only have 3 regulation losses. We haven't lost a regulation since October 11th. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. I'm wondering if I can fix this to be a little better. That's a little better. I like getting Matt Barzal in the background. I love the background. So Bruins have the best record, I think. I think it's just because they have more games played. It's hard because like when you have teams like us who are like 5 games behind people like the Washington Capitals and stuff like that, it's hard to compare who has a better record. But yeah, so basically going on from that, my team has lost a home game yet. That is true. Not like with Gilly Trotch and Billy Smith, but still amazing. We still have 4 games in hand on Washington. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't really compare records. I saw someone say like we do have like technically the best record in the NHL because of like with our games played, the record that we have with our games played. But I'm not angry. What I'd like to clean up on, first periods. Oh my freaking Jesus. First periods. We need to clean up on first periods. It's hurting my soul. Like, seriously hurting my soul that we're just not being able to capitalize on these first periods. Just to freaking, I'm sorry, like, just to freaking play in the first period. Get the bodies moving, let the bodies hit the floor. But, like, just, like, we're so stuck in our own zone during the first periods. How many times, like, the first 10 minutes of the first period is literally played in our own end. We maybe get to their end once or twice. Like, no shots on goal. How long it took? We got, like, 5 shots on goal, not even or something, Thursday night versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like, come on. They had twice as many goals as us in, like, 2 seconds. That we need to just start playing in the first period, become alive. This is the game. This is now. We need to wake up. And I'm really hoping we can do that versus the Anaheim Ducks tonight. I want to see, hopefully, a slight difference. I hope Barry just needs to take him back, take the hand and go, slap that. Wake up! Because I'm really getting tired of period number 1 looking like crap. At least Varlamov stepped up. Absolutely. The goalies have been tight. They've been on their game. They've been doing what they do, which is absolutely perfect. Varlamov has been really great. Again, the only thing that bothers me with Varlamov is rebounds. Scares the shit out of me because he gives up big rebounds sometimes, and I'm like, oh my god, like one that bounced right in front of the net, and I was like, like things like that. Like, I love Varley and he makes great saves. He's there for the puck, but he just gives me some heart attacks, and that's fine. At least he's doing his job as a goaltender and he's killing it. And Thomas Greiss. Can't complain with Thomas Greiss. He was put up for the Vezina. I saw he was like a candidate. I was like, whoa. I was like, attaboy Greisser. Like he's been killing it out there, making big time saves. Like, I agree. Varley hasn't been as good as Greiss. I mean, it's hard when Greiss has been under Mitch Korn and Pierre Greco longer than Varley has, and I feel like Varley has a lot to learn from these coaches. He's only been with us for like a month. Like, give him more time. Robin Leonard was the same way. Like, it was Greiss over Leonard, and then slowly Leonard with working with our staff and getting, into the flow of things started to really improve. And you definitely saw it at the end of the year. Jennings Trophy winner, 5 shutouts. Like, I'm not comparing Varley to Leonard. They're not the same people. Don't get me wrong. I know I've been tweeting a lot about him because he deserves he's getting so much bullshit. Seriously. Robin Leonard has been getting so much bullshit from the media about this freaking shootout situation. We knew since the Buffalo Sabres he was not a shootout guy at all. I remember when we had just gotten Robin Leonard and I had a friend who's a Sabres fan. Literally said, have fun, he sucks in shootouts. Like, literally told me that straight up. And I was like, okay. I don't want us to get to shootouts. Shootouts are not a part of hockey. Shootouts are a little skills competition in the freaking NHL All-Star game. That's not hockey. When you get to the playoffs, is there a freaking shootout? No. There's no freaking shootouts in the playoffs. So, like, leave him the goddamn alone. Leave him goddamn alone. Don't tell him how to do his goddamn job. He's doing the best he can. He's like number 1 in save percentage. Get away from Robin Leonard because he's killing it right now. He's absolutely killing it in save percentages. He's been doing so much for the goddamn Chicago Blackhawks and being the elite goaltender that he is. Yes, I'm calling him elite because he deserves the title. And he has been absolutely shredding it up. in the NHL right now. And you're really going to give him shit over one shootout when he has played his ass off in so many of the games these last few weeks, giving his 100%, saving games, killing it, versus one of the best teams in the league right now. Like, Dallas has been shredding it up these past 12 games, 11, 12 games, and you're going to give him shit for one freaking shootout? Get off. Don't even. My God. The media just, to rip him apart over one shootout, I can't. So, sorry about that, but like, it really bothered me. It really bothers me. He deserves so much more than that. He should be being praised, not being shit on, for one thing. And I can't wait for him to come big in through to another game and shut the media up, because he will. And I know he will. So, moving on. But Varley and Grice have been great goaltenders as of late. They've been stepping up. They've been doing their job as goaltenders. And I wish, actually, the defense was doing more for them. I wish the defense was actually stepping up more for them. I think Boychuk and Leddy have been solid. First D pairing, they've been absolutely solid in the back there. Pelech, I don't know if you guys have saw, but Pelech as of late has been really strong in the back, saving a lot of plays, doing great pokes. I've been really happy with how Pelech is playing. Like, the improvement of Adam Pelech over the past, like, year and a few months, I guess year and 2 months, because if you looked at him in 2017-18, like, people were making compilations of all the plays he did wrong because he just was not being the defender he could be. And then when Barry Trotz stepped in and this team stepped in, and he brought out the potential in Pelech. I used to like be like, oh, Pelech's on the ice. Oh shit. Now I'm like, oh good, Pelech's on the ice. Like, the improvement of Adam Pelech over the past few years has made him like an actual contending defenseman. And it's so refreshing to see, because that's what you want to see. You want to see your players succeeding. You want to see your players growing. And that's exactly what Adam Pelech has been able to do. And it makes me so happy just to see him flourish and being the defender he can be right now. Absolutely just made me really, really happy. Really, really happy to see him doing as well as he has been. So I've been really happy with Adam Pelech lately. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, so I've been really happy with Adam Pelech's play as of late. I've been really happy with Beauvillier, Brock Nelson. Matt Barzal has kind of been letting me down a bit. Even some of the forwards' decisions that should not be made, passing when we should be shooting. And you know what? I'm not even going to complain that much, because I'm going to say the shooting has been improving. The shooting has been improving. Oh, the shirt? The shirt is Eat, Sleep, Islanders, Repeat. This is the one that, like, WWE star, his manager, got all huffy about. Well, F you. But yeah, so I've been upset with a little bit too much of the ideation of passing the puck more than we've been shooting it. We have set plays, and they work sometimes, obviously, and it's cool to see some of these set plays being, happening. But when you're trying to make a pass through 3 of their players to get to the other side and hoping that it makes it through, no. I think that happened. Yeah, I think it happened during San Jose, where we were into the zone and we wanted to set up a play. I don't remember who passed it, but we made a pass through a line. We had like 2 forwards, and they had 3 guys in between our 2 forwards, and we passed it through, and it went to the other player, and I went, that was so goddamn lucky. They were so lucky that made it through, because seriously, I think 9 times out of 10, that puck is being picked. Like, we need to focus more on how to drive into the zone and actually come in as a unit rather than keeping doing the dump and chase game. Like, when you dump and like, when you do the dump game and you're changing, that's fine. You gotta change. You gotta get the lines off. But when you're dumping constantly just to get in the goddamn zone, we have a problem with entrances. We can't get an entrance into the zone the way that I see that we could. I wish we could learn, be better on the rush, better into our zone entrances, being better, on that forecheck. That forecheck needs to improve. I mean, obviously with the Islanders, it's an offensive issue, and so I'm saying I would love to see a better, a harder forecheck sometimes. I feel like that was a little lackluster Saturday night versus San Jose. I think the forecheck was a little lackluster. How many pucks I saw where I was like, skate, go for it. Maybe they were just like, tired at times, really tired. We can't enter on the power play to save our lives. I agree there. Bailey's pass on the power play is a prime example. Yeah. Bailey's. This is what I'm talking about. Like, where he's so inconsistent. He can be like so good, pick his head up, get into it, and just score amazing goals. And then he could do what he did on that power play the other night and literally pass the puck when you have a wide open net. What are you doing? No. Oh, it hurt my soul. Oh, that really hurt my soul. But yeah, we got a few minutes. I'm gonna keep time very constrictive. I'm gonna be very straight with the time. If the time's up, the time is up, because obviously for my Islanders fans in here, I wanna get you guys in time for the game. I'm not going to make you guys late for the game. I promise. I will promise I will not make you guys late for the game because I want to watch it too. Okay, I'll repeat the Snapple fact for y'all because y'all came late. I'm kidding. The Snapple fact is there's a species of jellyfish that is immortal. I don't know how true that is, but that's pretty kick-ass. I mean, how do they die then? I mean, like, do they die? Do they just keep mating? Wouldn't we be overrun with jellyfish? Do they have a predator? But yeah, I've been keeping updates with the Blues Predators game right now because that's really been fun to watch if you haven't been on Twitter to see until a turtle eats them. Because if you haven't been able to see that going on Twitter with the Bortuzzo situation with the Preds and Blues, that's been a lot of fun to watch. All right. So let's go into this next week. So tonight, we have the Anaheim Ducks versus the Islanders, 10 p.m. Wednesday, we have the LA Kings, 10:30 p.m. This is going to be, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to go into Thanksgiving, like, watching hockey, and I love it. And then we have next Saturday at 7 p.m. Thank God we're back in the East. We're back in the East versus the Columbus Blue Jackets at 7 p.m. So, my predictions for everything going down. Ducks, we can win tonight. We can absolutely win tonight. We got to just put our heads in the game, get pucks in the net. If we can capitalize more on these plays and power plays, we can win tonight. We just please don't have a shitty first period. Please. Please. Hockey gods. Please. Please, but please. Let us have a good first period and let him. I have yet to see a game where the Islanders have been strong the entire game. I have yet to see a game where the Islanders have been strong through period 1, period 2, and period 3. That's what I want to see. I want to see a team that is in it for the full ride. Period 1, period 2, and period 3, keeping it strong. Keeping it absolutely strong, keeping our minds in the game, and keeping this forward. Get the forwards on that forecheck, getting them pucks on net. Puck net. When you have the puck, that's your puck. Like, this is how I thought. Maybe it's because of my soccer mentality, but when I was in soccer, when I had that ball, my mind was ball to net. Get the ball to the net in any means necessary. And if I have a shot on net, take it. Take your shot. Wayne Gretzky, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, blah, blah, blah. But it's pretty freaking true. When you have an opportunity, when you see net, if you have a lane, and I'm not saying shoot when you have 4 defenders in front of you, that's not freaking smart. That's why, like, when we're on the power play, people are like, shoot, and there's 4 players in front of him. Where do you want it for him to shoot it into his skate? When you have a lane, when you see a lane, and you have maybe like 1 defender and one of your plays in front of the net, you have that lane, take the goddamn shot. Take it. Don't pass. Don't be fancy. Take the goddamn shot. We're not looking, a pretty goal in a pretty play doesn't mean anything if that puck isn't in the net. There's no little pretty pass points. All that counts is puck and net. And I want to see more of that. Absolutely. All right. So that's what I want to see in Anaheim tonight. Absolutely. Going into Wednesday, we can beat the LA Kings. Guys, seriously, we can beat the LA Kings. Please. It will hurt my soul if we don't beat the LA Kings. It's got to be a win. And then Blue Jackets, I'm calling a win. I'm calling 3 for 3. I'm not getting with 3 for 3. I'm calling 3 for 3, ladies and gentlemen. It will happen. All right. We got 9:30 right now, so I'm going to call up Jordan Addy, and we're going to talk about some Leafs hockey. Alrighty. Let's change the game. We're going to get him in here. We're going to talk about Babcock and all that fun stuff going on, guys.
Hello, Kim.
Hey, Jordan.
How's it going?
I hope everyone can hear you. I'm just I'm hoping with the audio. I hope my mic's picking you up well. I got you on full blast right now.
That could be a bad thing, probably.
It's not a bad thing. Just make sure everyone... I want to make sure everyone can hear you. Just try to talk loudly. I feel bad. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good. I'm Greek, so naturally being loud is me.
All right, we got Jordan Addy, an avid Leafs hockey fan. He's a big hockey fan, knows his stuff, and I'm excited to talk to you about last night about this situation that has happened with your team.
Yeah, it's been a crazy couple days. Let's just say that for a fact.
Absolutely. Let's get into it. Babcock gets fired, something I really didn't think we'd see.
I could see the writing on the wall. I honestly thought they were going to give him the road trip, but, it came sooner than I thought.
It came sooner than everyone thought, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
I was not expecting it to be as soon as it was. I really thought they would give him, a little bit more time, maybe until, give him a win and see if he could keep it up, kind of do, a test. And if he wasn't able to, maybe then I could see them doing it, but... yeah, they pulled that fast.
Yeah, they actually made the choice to fire him after the Pittsburgh game, but they didn't fire him because they didn't want that to overshadow the Hall of Fame ceremony.
I got you. Yeah, definitely. I just can't believe that. So he had one last chance and he still blew it.
Oh yeah.
So, your thoughts on Babcock's firing and how it's affected the team?
Well, let's start from when he first came aboard the team. Everyone knows that the Leafs were a train wreck, for God knows how long. Honestly, when he first came aboard, he was an essential part of bringing the organization back to respectability.
Yep.
And that's something I will respect him for. Considering the state of the team, that the Leafs were in when he took over. And I also find that his hiring brought instant credibility back to the Leafs. And other personnel in the NHL who were held in high regard came over to the Leafs, most notably Lou Lamoriello a few weeks later.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's another thing, people said with, Lou leaving and everything like that, it was kind of, going downhill for him, it looked like.
Yeah, those two, the players that Lou brought, they worked really well with Babcock's style.
Yeah. Absolutely. It was, Babcock brought a lot to the Leafs these past few years. Obviously, not a second round, but so, I'm sorry, I had to. But he really did bring a lot to this team. I mean, he had such talented players, and it was kind of surprising for him not to see them bring him farther than they could have. I feel like they could have gone.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously disappointing how things ended with him, but honestly, that 2016-2017 season was such a fun one, with all the rookies that we had. Personally, I won't forget it. I think I went to about maybe 10 games that year in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
With them being last overall and then making the playoffs the next season, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And he also did an amazing job with, guys like Morgan Riley and Nazem Kadri. They flourished under Babcock.
And I want to talk a little bit about Riley. I was kind of surprised. I think it's mostly like a coach decision. I mean, he knows his players. That they gave John Tavares the C, and I was really surprised by that because he's really still kind of the new kid on the block in Leafs Nation. When someone like Riley's been there, through thick and thin, and I feel like he deserved it more.
Actually, I think I was the one that broke that to you. That was Tavares. I mean, I was fully on board the Riley bandwagon for captain.
Mm-hmm.
He's been there with the team the longest. He's been through all the 18-wheeler up the cliff years. I mean, for all we know, maybe he was offered the captaincy and he declined it. But if that
I really don't think he would have. I really don't think that's the case.
No, Riley was my number one to be captain.
Me too.
And then Matthews next, but that kind of went from number 2 to 2.5 after his a little incident in Arizona, let's say.
Like, putting JT hate aside, like, seriously, I'm being very serious about this. He didn't deserve it, in my opinion.
No, you have to be a captain. I mean, granted, Tavares has been a captain.
I get it. Like, he has the experience. He's been in that position before, but, like, kind of like a pay your dues situation. He didn't really understand this team. I mean, I feel like he didn't have the full flow of this team, where someone like Riley has been here for, been on the team for so long. He knows this team. He knows his guys. He has the locker room. These guys love him in the locker room. So, and the fact that you chose someone like, I feel like that made the locker room kind of turn their heads at Babcock.
Quite possibly. I mean, we could also go back to his time in junior. I mean, obviously he was the captain of the Generals when he was in Oshawa.
Yep.
He played for my team in London. He got traded to London Knights.
Okay.
Played 30-ish, 20-ish games. And when our captain was out with an injury, he was randomly slapped with the C on his jersey despite playing only 10 games with the team. And that kind of rubbed me and a few of the fans the wrong way.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like I feel like there was something under the table or something, like, where they were like, we promised to get you the C or something. Like, it seemed like something had to be done there. I don't know what was going. Like, Babcock has been very suspicious as of late.
Yep. Well, you know what? It is what it is. But honestly, with him leaving, Babcock leaving and getting fired, in my opinion,
the Leafs have been doing well.
Yeah. Yep.
You won.
Small sample size. But,
sample size, but hey, it's a good one to start.
Yep. In my opinion, the firing should have happened after the playoffs. But it's kind of hard to fire a coach after a 100-point season, back-to-back 100-point seasons. I get it, but in my opinion, it should have happened after the playoffs.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's just that I can see why they didn't fire him after the playoffs and things like that. I understand. Yeah. It's hard losing to Boston 3 times in a row.
Oh, I know.
That's just brutal. That's just mad brutal.
Yeah, with me, honestly, it's less painful for me. With me being a big New England Patriots fan, it's like, whatever. It's not a big deal for me, to be honest.
I have a lot of New York fans in here. You might want to keep that to yourself.
Hey, I was fairly visible when I was in New York with my Patriots hat on. Even Gary can say to you that I had my Pats hat on in Nassau Coliseum.
Oh. You are a brave man, Jordan. You are a brave man. But yeah, let's dive right into it.
Yeah.
The Mitch Marner situation.
I was shocked to hear about that. I honestly was, because
I think everyone was.
Well, especially since Babcock's a huge mental health advocate, this kind of seems, a little contradicting. That can really destroy a player mentally.
He really, especially, talk about, casting out a player in the locker room.
No kidding.
What I didn't understand from the article is if he named Mitch Marner to say, he listed you guys, or did he say one of the players listed you guys? Did he say Mitch Marner's name?
What I've heard, yes, he did oust him in front of some of the players. And the players he named were supposedly Kadri and Bozak, but the players at the bottom of the list were not pissed at Marner. They didn't blame him for following coach's orders.
Yeah, no shit.
Rookie. They were pissed at Babcock.
What the hell? Like,
Yeah,
this
like
poor
they took
rookie, he's
Mitchie
just
under his
trying to
wing.
do his best to say, I belong in the NHL. This is my dream. And of course he's going to do anything the coach goddamn says. Like, how would he know better?
Exactly. I mean, I can understand
he took
if it was,
advantage of Mitch Marner, in my opinion.
yeah, he did, and I think that's the reason why Mitch Marner held out for more money. You know, he's probably thought, if I'm going to play for such a dick, I want to be paid $10 million instead of $8 million. Using those numbers,
and that's what I was going to go into too. It's just no wonder I think he wanted so goddamn much, and why he was so adamant on staying where he was with his camp.
Yeah,
like I can't even imagine the tension in that locker room, and like, no, maybe that's why they weren't even performing for Babcock, is that they just really just did not trust him.
Honestly, I know someone who knows Dale Hunter. He's the coach of the London Knights. Dale Hunter, and obviously he's brother with Mark, who worked for Toronto.
Yeah.
He lost the dressing room, and Matthews couldn't stand Babcock supposedly, especially after the last 2 seasons.
I bet, especially after the captaincy was given away too. Like, he got an A, but like, I bet I think that was part of it. The Mitch Marner situation. I wonder what other stories haven't been brought to light that he did as well.
Oh, this is going to be a good week. I just know it.
There's going to be a lot of digging. There's going to be a lot of Leafs tea, locker room tea.
And I live 2 hours away from Toronto. It's about 125 miles, and we get it all the way down here.
Yeah, like, I can't believe that came to light about that it even happened. It was, that the fact that they even kept that swept under the rug.
Yeah, I like with Mitch Marner thing, I originally just kind of brushed it off. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's from a guy from the Toronto Sun. I mean, they employ like such hacks like Steve Simmons, who's a terrible, terrible guy. Just sucks with his articles.
But like, even the reporter was like, I had to know if this was true, and I guess it's true. And he brought to light it was that rookie was Mitch Marner. I was like,
yeah. Well, especially now that it made it to Sportsnet and TSN up in Canada, it's definitely true now.
Obviously, like, when you like, everyone was like, oh, he may be the coach for Seattle. Now with this delight, that's not, to me now, that's not even a possibility for him. I think he just got blackballed from becoming another coach.
There are more people speaking out that are not named Mike Commodore now that are saying stuff about Babcock now.
Jeez. Like
it's
kind of like
Mark Fraser.
They're kind of like, it's kind of weird that they kind of had like a silencer that you on everyone. I find that really weird that this stuff wasn't brought to light, that Babcock is doing this stuff to his team. Like, why wasn't anyone saying anything? Who made, like, was it Dubas, like, saying, don't, like, you will not say a word about this? Like, who was, keeping the mouth shut?
Yeah.
Because obviously reporters knew about this, and no one brought it up to light. I want to know why that happened.
It had to have been Dubas. Like, honestly, with a guy, I couldn't see it happening with Lamoriello as the GM.
Mm-hmm.
But Dubas, I could say, keep this under wraps. But as we know, it all spilled over. And
someone's saying even Lou could have started it. Lou likes to keep things private.
That's true. I mean, obviously, you know this, I know this. He never tells the media anything about hockey ops or whatever goes on.
So I could see even Lou. I don't know how far back this runs, but yeah, I don't know how far this Babcock shit runs, but yeah, I could see Lou keeping it under wraps as well.
Yeah.
I just surprised the hell out of me when I saw that. Like, I didn't have anything really against Babcock. I knew he just wasn't the best coach. Like, he was an amazing coach, but he wasn't a horrible coach. It was kind of like He was neutral for me. Like, obviously, he wasn't my coach. He wasn't Jack Capuano, at least for you guys. But the fact that came to light, I'm like totally on I'm glad Babcock's gone train, and the Leafs are benefiting from it. Obviously, you can see it.
They are. I mean, obviously, I'm grateful that he came aboard, but honestly, the way this has all ended, it really puts a damper on
it. It really does. It's like, it's a sad and angry farewell.
Exactly. You know what? I think he will still find a job. I mean, I think guys like Mike Keenan could have been worse, but
really, I don't think he's gonna find another job. I really think he's going to be blackballed because of this situation. I wouldn't want him as my coach. If I was running a team and I saw what he did to his players, I would not want him in that locker room. He's not going to destroy my team. Thank you very much.
Nope, exactly. Like, especially if this
he's not going to divide the team. He's not going to divide my team.
No, exactly. I mean, if this didn't come to light, he probably has a job tomorrow because 700 win coaches don't grow on trees. But with this coming up,
that's what I'm saying.
Not happening.
When this happened, I was like, okay, maybe he can be a Seattle coach. Maybe someone will dive in for him. He's blackballed now, in my opinion. He will not find another job in the NHL.
No, I thought, and I thought just like you, I thought Ronnie Francis found his next head coach, or sorry, his first head coach for Seattle. Probably not now.
Me too. I think if I was him, I would, after this, nope. He's not. You're starting up a team. You want to put them together. You want to unify them. This is a team where they're coming in and they have low spirits. I mean, when you're a new team, there's not a lot of expectations. There's a lot of expectations. You want to do well, but you don't know each other. You don't have the chemistry. You got to have someone who's going to bond that team together to make it a viable team. And seeing how Babcock separated a team that had to me has a lot of chemistry between its players, a lot of love. That's not who you want in that locker room.
Look at these last two games that Toronto's played. They're laughing. They're smiling.
It looks. The bench looks so much different.
Oh, it does. Especially when Barry scored his first goal against Arizona, when Pierre Engvall scored his first career goal, and even Marner, they flew him down to Arizona. He's smiling and laughing on the bench during the practice.
They said nice words for Babcock because they're supposed to, but I think in their heads they're very happy about the fact that he's gone.
You can clearly tell. Like I'm so happy not to see that chip and chase game anymore. Like, it's going to be pure skill for Toronto.
Islanders are doing that now, and it's killing me.
Oh, God. I had to deal with this for the last 3 years.
But speaking of Islanders, let's go into the Blues situation. I want to talk with you because, fan to fan here, just hockey in general. Bortuzzo gets a 4-game suspension for almost breaking two people's backs. Let's talk about that.
Oh, God. Guy's been a prick since junior. Let's just say that.
Oh, I lost mad respect. So, here's the thing. 2 years ago, I'm so glad I kept that clip. Bortuzzo did that against Brock Nelson. And I kept the clip. And I saw him do it again. Same exact check. I don't know who it was on the Predators. If someone could tell me, that'd be awesome.
Victor Arvidsson.
Victor Arvidsson, thank you. I knew it started with an A. I just didn't want to say it wrong. So he did it to Victor Arvidsson, and I was like, oh my God, I remember him doing that. I looked back into, scrolled through my phone, I remember it was early in the season, had to be a year or two ago. It was 2 years ago. And it was the exact same, and I kept the clip. I was like, oh my God, he's done it again. And he only got a $3,000 fine for doing that to Nelson.
Oh, wow. He didn't get suspended for that?
No.
Wow.
Because it's the Islanders. No one gives a shit. So they only gave him a $3,000 fine. I was like, are you kidding me?
The lack of respect for your team is absolutely, mind-boggling. I'll just say
trust
that.
Me. I know. But now going into this, when a guy gets 3 games for spitting, and this guy who could literally have broken this guy's lumbar spine, made him paralyzed, and not able to ever play in the NHL again, he's out 4 to 6 weeks. That's not funny. He's out 4 to 6 goddamn weeks. Try to put together how many games that he's out for, and that's not including the time he has to try to skate again and maybe things like that. It's just the fact that and how much damage he could have caused to Nelson, to Arvidsson. Who's he going to do it to next? And you only give him 4 games? He got off way too easy, in my opinion.
Very, very lucky he only got 4 games. In my opinion, probably should have been 8 minimum.
I agree. I would say 8 to 10 range. It should have been.
I mean, this is also going back to his days, like I said, in junior, when he played for the Kitchener Rangers, big rival of the Knights. He hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, people are comparing him to Bertuzzi, and I don't disagree with them. I think he really is another Todd Bertuzzi. And he said Bertuzzi here, on Periscope, he literally said Bertuzzi broke someone's neck with a cross-check years back.
It wasn't. If you're talking about the Steve Moore situation, it wasn't the cross check. He just sucker punched him from behind.
Tom Bertuzzi was. I'm not even gonna get into that, but
That's all good. At least his son doesn't play dirty like he does.
I'm just so glad I kept that clip because I had the evidence to show that this is a repeat offense. And the fact that it's not being addressed as such actually pisses me right off.
I was just saying, smart idea to keep it. Like, that is a carbon copy of what he did.
I saw it. I was like, I can't believe how much it spread on Twitter. Like, people taking my video and, like, spreading all over, like, all different fan bases. Steve Dangle retweeted my video.
Oh, Steve did?
He retweeted my video. I was like, he probably doesn't know it's from me. He sees Kim M. He doesn't probably know it's me. But
I should probably shoot him a text and say, hey, thanks for retweeting that.
But like he didn't even know because I talked to his buddy that he does the podcast with. Ooh, sorry, he does like Adam Wild because I've tweeted with him before. He didn't even know I had my own podcast. It was like I listened to that, and it was during the summertime they brought me up, and he was like, "She's a podcast? What the hell?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like,
I should message Steve. Like, I have his number. I should text him. Have Adam listen to you.
No. I'm good.
I wouldn't do that to you.
He's a successful dude. He's busy. He's got a book signing, right? But yeah, like I was like, hey, he retweeted me, but like I was, it really felt good, like that the video was going around, that I felt good because people were knowing, he's done this before, like this is not okay, like it's kind of like, I don't want to say like it's an expose in the NHL, but like the fact that he only got 4 games and he's done this before, he has the potential to really destroy someone's career for absolutely no purpose or rhyme or reason. Just because he's angry is absolute bullshit.
He's not going to learn from this. He's going to do something even more stupid. I can almost guarantee it.
It's ridiculous. He should have got more games. I'm 100% angry that he only got 4. That is way too little of a sentence for me. I know it was like 2 years ago, but it doesn't matter the time and the length. The fact, the potential to do damage that he has by doing hits like that is not okay.
You would think an ex-enforcer would give him more games. Like when Brendan Shanahan worked for player safety, he handed out long suspensions like candy. Now George Peros is only doing like 5 games minimum now, apparently.
When I saw it was only 4, I was like, are you kidding me? I
think the entire hockey world had the same reaction. I know I did.
I know Blues fans are kind of like, "Ooh, thank God," but like, it's kind of like I call it the Brad Marchand situation. You only love him if he's on your team.
Yep, exactly.
It's the Brad Marchand situation. Like, everyone hates Marchand unless he's on your team, which is brutal.
I don't hate Marchand. I don't hate Marchand. He doesn't play for my team.
I just feel like he's very talented. He's a very talented player. I'm not taking anything away from his play style. He was first star of the week. Like, he kills it. He shreds it on the ice. But he can be such a little,
He reminds me.
He just does unnecessary shit, and I'm like, just play your goddamn game. Don't be an ass.
He reminds me so much of Darcy Tucker. Let's just say that.
Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
I'm pretty sure that's the name that some Islanders fans don't want to hear about, so I do apologize.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what I'm saying. It's a name I haven't heard in a long time, but...
Except Marchand can score 30 goals.
True. Marchand... okay, I have to say, though, the Black Friday pictures for the Boston Bruins with Zdeno Chara and Brad Marchand together looking like father and son was so fucking funny.
Oh, I saw that. It was too funny.
That was the best PR photo ever. Like, you see Zdeno Chara like breaking his neck to get down to Marchand's level. Like, that was the best photo ever taken.
I agree. Absolutely love it.
I enjoyed that, so I'm glad you enjoyed it too. But now that Babcock's, I want to ask you this because I want to ask you a little bit about your team.
Of course.
Now that Babcock is gone, what do you want to see from the Leafs now? What is like your expectations with the new coach?
With the new coach, I mean, I think you're kind of seeing it right now. Like I said earlier, small sample size, but I think you're going to see more of a run and gun style, defense activating in pinches. Like you're seeing it with Tyson Barrie. He's been doing it the last 2 games, and that resulted in 2 goals against Arizona and Colorado with him just shooting the puck. You would never see Babcock do that.
Mm-hmm.
You'd never see Babcock use him on the power play. So we'll be seeing a lot more Tyson Barrie, which I love.
Okay.
And then Matthews, his time on ice has gone up quite a bit already, which is needed and good.
That's nice. That was good. That was good. I don't know how.
Basically,
that was pretty good.
Basically, Austin Matthews with Babcock, he was basically a horse on a leash. Couldn't do much at all. And now under Sheldon Keefe, he's been released, and I like it.
Good, especially when you have a player like that. I absolutely. It's 5 minutes till game time. I kind of want to end the Periscope. Oh my god. I kind of want to end the podcast early because we got game time coming up for my Islanders, and of course we don't want to be late. My beautiful. I'm not gonna make my beautiful people late. So nope. But Jordan, thank you so much. If just to end it off, just say what your Twitter, anywhere you can find you at, anything you're doing with hockey, definitely go for it.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to follow my nonsense, Jordan Addy is my Twitter handle. It's literally my first and last name, JordanAddy. I even troll my own fan base, so you might like that too.
He does, though. I mean, we all troll our own fan bases. We're allowed to.
If I can say this quickly, when Matthews scored against the Coyotes, I tweeted out, future Coyote Matthews scores against Arizona.
Oh, nice. Oh, someone put it on Periscope. Yes, that's it. That's his at. That is his at. Definitely follow him.
Thanks, guys. And for all you listeners, I'm the one that lost the bet to Kim.
Yes, he's the one who lost the bet to me with the Leafs Islanders game, where he had to change his profile picture and background to Islanders for a day. And I was so happy. You look so good.
I personally thought my shot of the Coliseum would have been a good header photo, but yours with Barzy was just as good.
That's my header. It's my favorite.
Yeah. Anyways, I won't keep you longer. I want you to watch your game.
Absolutely.
Good luck to you guys tonight, and hopefully they don't have the same result when I saw them in Anaheim last season.
But yeah, stay in the line and join me for the end of the show. So I don't know if you know, what I like to do is for everyone to shout out Let's Go for their team. So, I want everyone in the chat to put Let's Go, whatever your favorite team is. Just light it up. Let's go Islanders. Let's go Rangers. Blah, blah, blah. Just put it in the chat. So start it off, Jordan. Give your biggest Let's Go.
Go Leafs, go. We're off till Wednesday, so I'm going to be bored between now and then.
Yeah, I feel that. But all right, good. We got a big Go Leafs go from Jordan here. And I'm going to end it off with you guys, and I'm going to do it. Let's go Islanders, baby. I will see you next Sunday, 10 p.m. If anything changes, you can catch me on my Twitter at IslesGirl3, ISLESGirl3, and I will promise to update you on switching of times. Let's go watch an Islanders game, baby. I'm so excited. Thank you, Jordan, for coming on again. Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. Have a great day, you guys.